All right, welcome back to Mets Net Judge D podcast, coming to you Friday, July 17th. We are 1 day away from UFC Fight Night, Figueiredo against Benavidez, Part 2. Unfortunately, the first one went the way of Figueiredo, and he happened to miss weight. That's why I said unfortunately. That means the belt was disqualified, so they fought for pretty much nothing. But in this second bout, they have both made weight. So whoever wins is going to get the title. Now, but before I get into that breakdown of that main event, we're going to go through the rest of the main card. And that is going to be 5 fights in the main card. We're going to dive deep into it right now. Hopefully this video shouldn't be 25 minutes like it was yesterday. That was because I had to add in the recap from the other day. So I don't want to waste you guys' time. You came here for quick, easy answers with a little bit of information, and I'm about to give it to you right now. We're going to hop into Alexander, the Cannibal Pessoa, going up against Askarov. I watched the face-offs. I've seen the weigh-ins. These two guys absolutely hate each other. I don't know what happened, but during that face-off, Askarov was not moving, not one bit. Even when they was asked to get off the stage, he was still there, eyeing Alexander Pessoa down. But, I mean, you poking the bear right now, bro. You're poking the bear. Alexander Pessoa from Dana White's Contender Series is an absolute brawler. This guy is a very good veteran in the UFC at the flyweight division. Currently 6-2 in the UFC. He only loses to good, top-tier talent. He's a straight brawler, very good chin. He can definitely take your punches. And the way I've seen Askarov throwing his punches, I understand you're a grappler and you're a wrestler, but you're throwing pillows out there. You're struggling against Brandon Moreno. You barely beat Tim Elliott because he basically had that fight until the third round, and then he just gave it to you because he was so gassed out. He just let you punch him. Like, I don't know what was going on. So far, you're technically 0-1-1 1-1 so far in the UFC. And the type of guys that Alexander Pessoa has faced already is just better. There's levels to this. And I think this jump is too quick for him. And I think the ground game, he can match you. And then stand-up is leaps and bounds. I give it to Pessoa. Matt Schnell, he lost to Davison Figueiredo. Took him to decision. It was unanimous, so that was pretty much clear cut. Beat Brandon Moreno, who you had a split decision with. He beat him twice. He beat him in the Ultimate Fighter, and then beat him again, and then beat Kara France, who's a very good talent. And this one is pretty clear cut. That I'm going with Pessoa, and you can see in that line -210. Compared to +170. If you want to believe in this Russian, you can, but I'll take the guy that is the better stand-up and can match you on the mat. And he's going to throw like mean flurries at you. And I don't know if Askarov can hold it. I'm going with the Brazilian. Next, we have Ariana Lipsky going up against Luana, Carolina. These two girls are very tall for the flyweight division. As you can see, Ariana looks like a freaking model over here. She's pretty much the replacement for Paige Van Zandt. If you look, let me go into the height and weight. Height's pretty much the same. Reach, give it a little bit advantage to Luana Dread Carolina. But if you look into this, she was a good prospect. A very progressing prospect coming into the UFC. Where she dominated in, where was she at? She was KSW champion. She dominated, came over, and was given Joanne Calderwood in her first fight, and that wasn't a good matchup. So they want to promote her. She's a very marketable woman, and that's how they try to do the UFC. They're trying to market the women using sex appeal, obviously, and they try to give her Molly McCann, Meatball. I understand she lost to Tyler Santos the other day, but Molly McCann is a tough cookie, and she lost to Molly McCann. So they're searching and searching. They was about to give her Priscilla. Now, if she would have got Priscilla, she'd have definitely won that fight because that's a joke. So UFC and Dana White is looking for someone to get her started, and they gave her Isabella de Puto, and she won that one. So they're trying to build her up. Okay, this is meant for her to win. Luana Carolina is dangerous. She has very long legs, likes to keep her length, and she throws very nice kick and punches combinations. Okay, so it's something to worry about because they have the same tendencies with the kickboxing background. It depends who's going to attack at the right time. Because Luana throws is more at a quicker pace, and she's willing to throw kicks and punches at a quicker rate. Ariana Lipsky is more of a calculated striker, and that I think it comes down to cardio. I feel like Luana get tired down, and Ariana Lipsky can take advantage in that second and third round. UFC wants her to win. I want her to win. She is a marketable woman, so I'm going with Ariana Lipsky in this fight. She's fought better competition in her career. Clearly, at KSW, where she took over and beat Diana Belbita, who was in the card the other day. There's wins here, so there's potential. So Lipsky, you gotta wake up. If Taila Santos can do that turnaround, which she did the other night, where she looked like crap from her last fight, and in this fight she just destroys Molly McCann, Ariana Lipsky can do it as well. All right, I'm going with the veteran. Next fight, we have Mark G. Casey going up against Raphael Fiziev. And this is going to be a barn burner, a very, very good fight. Someone's going to get knocked out. Marcha Casey is a veteran in the UFC. They call him the Bone Crusher. He has night power, very explosive, good counter kicks, especially, and he takes very good takedown opportunities. He doesn't always look for that, but he is very aware of when it's his time to go into that mode and take you to the ground. He is the 160 favorite right now. He has the height advantage and a reach advantage in this. And so far, let me see his record. Just double check real quick. He's on a 2-fight win streak right now. He had a little rough patch because after coming into the UFC, he was on fire. All right, won his first 3 bouts. Then these are understandable losses. Drakkar Klose, split decision loss. That's good. Very top tier talent. Dan Hooker. Come on, you know Dan Hooker. Top tier talent right there. And then Nasrat. This is when he realized, and this is when he switched camps, that these guys can eat his power shots. So he had to develop more of a diverse fighting game. So he's adjusted and added wrestling and grappling to his repertoire. And he beat Joe Duffy, who's a journeyman and who's in this card. Beat Lando Venata. And now he's going up against Raphael Fiziev. And then Fiziev, on the other side, is a decorated kickboxer over in, Japan? It was in Japan. But he has like over at least 200 fights and Muay Thai fights over there in Japan. Thailand. And it was very telling that he lost to Magomed Mustafaev with that spinning back kick. He did it twice. Like, he was just sitting there. It was all in the first round. He did it the first time. He kind of missed, hit him like in the stomach. And then the second time, he got him in the right, like lower chin, knocked him out in the first round. And this is supposed to be someone, a high top prospect, Fiziev. If you look at his videos, this guy is very, very dynamic, has a laser right arm, great legs, great knees. He's tough. That's why he's so decorated. He has over 200 fights in Thailand, and we expected so much more. Then he gets a win over Alex White. That's a pushover. That's just so you can get a win. But now he's going up against Mark Casey. It's just too much. Very good kickboxer, has KO power, spinning attacks. The ground game's the question, and then this is where I'm leaning more to Marcha Casey because the stand-up is about even though you can say that Fiziev is a little bit more dynamic, but Jacasey's going to keep it on you and stalk you and put the pressure on you. And I'm leaning more Jacasey in this. He's just the better fighter, fought better talent, and yeah, that's why he's the favorite. I'm not impressed. I was impressed from your videos, but that's against a whole bunch of nobodies. It's totally different once you get into that UFC ring and you see how you lost in your first fight, and then you struggled against Alex White. So Marcha Casey, especially with that turnaround in his career, is really putting it together. And I think he can roll off another couple more wins in the lightweight division. Next fight, we have the co-main event, Jack Hammerson going up against Kelvin Gastelum. Gastelum's like a little fan favorite. Everyone's just remembering him from his fight with Ariel Adesanya. He's very small for this weight class, and that's a problem for the middleweight. He's just let me go back and show you this. He's 5'9" and only a 71 reach. Okay, and I already see it in the weigh-in. Hammerson already 6'1", towers over him. He had to go on his tippy toes. Same thing that Fiziev did. He went on his tippy toes to try to match up with Marcha Casey. That's a disadvantage right there. And Marcha Casey's already the better fighter. Kelvin Gastelum is the smaller guy, and the weight is a difference as well. So you're giving him almost 7 inches in reach, and in height is almost about 3 inches. And this is a wrestler. I understand you've been in wars, Kelvin Gastelum. Wars. Absolute wars. When you're in those type of fights that he had with Ariel Adesanya, you lose a piece of yourself. And then you fought Darren Till. You thought you won, but you didn't. It was a split decision. You lost. You clearly lost. This is not... I think you need to move down. Because this is the type of fight where your wrestling is going to be tested. And Chris Weidman right here, where you got that last L, is the perfect test. And you failed that test. And I think you haven't worked on it, and you're going to fail this one. You're a boxer, and you're going up against someone that is a relentless wrestler. He's very herky-jerky with his movements. He has a weird stance, and he's just working the leg kicks to your calf, and is going to take you down and put pressure on you and body lock you and sweep you. And that is the type of wrestler Jack Hammerson is. And you can get great value on this guy. Right now, let me double check. Let me see. Right now, I'll go to it later, but you can get Jack Hammerson at plus money. There's money coming in on Kelvin Gastelum. That's because he's been a fan favorite and people want to see him win. But it's all about matchups, and this matchup doesn't fit him. Kelvin Gastelum is a boxer, and Jack Hammerson has okay stand-up, but is going to maul you and take you to the ground and finish you with ground and pound or a rear naked choke or do his inverted choke. He has your head and arm in the lock. He made some move that he does. Give me Jack Hammerson in this fight. Definitely an underdog I like in this main card. Last but not least, we have the main event. Deiveson Figueiredo going up against Joseph Benavidez. Figueiredo only has one loss in his UFC career. Let's just go to this right now. 1 loss and 7 wins. He is clearly the favorite because obviously he won the first one and now he's in this second bout. He only loses the top tier competition, man. This guy has a very, very good record and wins. He already beat Pessoa. He beat Tim Elliott, which is pretty much easy. He finished him in the first round. Beat Joseph Benavidez. And when you watch that fight, you see the BJJ already from the first trip, the first minute. He was able to take Joseph Benavidez's kick and transition that into a takedown. He had Benavidez in a turtle-like position. And from that, he went from his left arm crawled around it, got his right arm, and had Benavidez in a very dangerous spot in an armbar where they literally twist and turn 3 times. So Benavidez finally got out of that, and that he almost lost that fight in the first round. Benavidez. Deiveson Figueiredo played it so smart, despite the fact that he came into that weigh-in overweight. So you can tell maybe he was tired. Was that the reason why he was, letting Benavidez come to him? He was only countering. He prowled around, stalked him, and was making Benavidez try to attack him, and then he would counter, and he would counter with huge shots, with uppercuts, with elbows to the face. Even though Benavidez was putting out more output, the power shots that Figueiredo was applying to him were definitely telling. And if you go to the scorecard, it says they already asked. The judges were like, all right, Benavidez won that first round. That's because of output. But over a 5-round fight, and you getting elbowed and kneed, that's going to add up. Those huge power shots were a reason why you lost in that second round. I understand the headbutt. That was accidental. It wasn't deliberate. And then he finished you with a right hand. So you wanna cry and be like, oh, this is my chance, and I understand you're a very decorated veteran. You're 35 years old. This is the last spot, and you've had so many fights. Let's look at Joseph Benavidez. You've had so many fights, and you lost every single title shot. And I feel bad for you, man. You were a star in the WEC, which was the only program that's running the flyweight division. UFC didn't have it at the beginning, and every time, right here, Dominic Cruz, that was a title fight, you lost. Dominic Cruz again, a title fight, you lost. Demetrius Johnson, title fight, you lost. Demetrius Johnson again, title fight, you lost. And then another title fight, Deiveson Figueiredo, you lost. I don't know what it is, but you're not able to close. And these are these type of athletes that are on another level. He can match you with the grappling and the wrestling. You've seen it. He almost had you in the armbar in the first minute. And then his power is the huge equalizer and makes me want to choose Deiveson again. I see it the same way. I see another knockout. I don't know if it's going to be in the second round, but it's coming. It's coming. If he plays this same way and stalks you and pressures you and then just counters, you out here leading, throwing flurries, leading your head sticking out, and you're going to get caught. And he was catching you time and time again. That's why you headbutted, because when you come in and you charged in every time, if you watch the fight, you were leading with your head. And what do you think you're going to do? You're going to lead with your head into the other guy. And that's how you got cut. And that's how the headbutt happened. And then he finished you off. So unless you come up with another tactic, you think you're going to take him to the ground? Because he stuffed your two takedowns easily. You're a veteran. You're a decorated fighter. You're well respected, but you're losing this fight. Give me Deiveson Figueiredo in the main event of this fight night, and that's all. I don't know how long that went. I will check later, but let's go over our final picks just to make sure. We got Pessoa. We got Ariana Lipsky. This fight is pretty much even right there. Marcha Casey, who's another favorite. And then we got Jack Hammerson, who's the underdog. And then we're going to finish it off with Deiveson Figueiredo, who is going to be, again, the flyweight champion. Sorry, Joseph Benavidez. Maybe next time? I don't know. But that's all I have for you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. I will see you probably Monday. I'll probably come out with something Monday, yeah, because there's going to be more UFC. So, thank you guys for tuning in. I'll catch you on Monday. Have a good weekend and peace out.